soccer. And not to say, like I said, not to knock them. But the fact is, it's easy to report European soccer because you don't have to do any heavy lifting. The European journalists have already done.
For me.
Yes. Go ahead. Who was that? Somebody was saying something. Is that you, Mrs. Yanni?
Yeah, I was trying to say that for me, I focus more on the athletes because it's pretty frustrating trying to tell an administrator that you could do this or you could go to a school and acquire this knowledge. So for me personally, in my bid for development in the continent and in the country, I prefer to face the footballers, the basketballers, the athletes, tell their story, see how to help them and, better shape their lives. I feel they are the ones people really see.
Right.
And if we can get more sportsmen and women who eventually, when they retire, because that's when you look at this Europe or America, where we look at most of their federations are run by former athletes.
That's true.
And if we can get our athletes, tell their story enough and have them
come back,
educated enough. Then maybe in foreseeable future, we can actually have sports federations in Africa that we can be proud of.
That is true. That is very true. Now, and I 100% agree with you on that. And that is a great angle. And I subscribe to that view as well. And I believe that telling the story of the athletes, because in a previous show, which was the show before this, in International Women's Day, the young journalist, young gentleman from Sierra Leone were talking about football in Sierra Leone, and basically he mentioned the issue about his administrators and having issues with administrators. And obviously, I say, we cannot discard the fact that we need to continue to fight to educate them. That's all part of the battle that we fight. Some of the battle that we fight sometimes is not going to be convenient, But at the same time, I told them that try to focus on finding the athletes, and so we can tell the stories of the athletes as well, because that is important. If we focus on the athletes, then definitely, like you said, we start to build a foundation for the future, because we try to start talking to them to come back. Like you say, right now, we're talking about a number of federations across Africa that have been overrun by people who have no business in sports. But they're there. Why? Because the former athletes never came back, or were not empowered to come back and say, you know what, let me come back to run this. And which could have done been a whole lot better. Anyway, so we want to look at the way forward. I know this is some of the way forward issues that we've put across, but how do you think in the next 5 to 10 years the African sports space can get better? Ms. Sibeth Leila, how do you think through media and sports journalism? Ms. Sibeth Leila?
Yes, can you repeat that, sir?
Yes, how do you think we can improve the African sports space in the next 5 to 10 years through media and sports journalism?
Through media and sports journalism. Before I answered that, let me say that last year I had this opportunity of being part of the Women's Sports Leadership Academy in Ghana chapter, and there I got to meet athletes and administrators that were extremely frustrated, especially women, by us journalists failing to cover women's sports. And I think as journalists, we have to know that sports is now for everyone.
Right.
And it is actually something that can help the young in achieving anything that they want to be. Today we talk about millionaire superstars like Usain Bolt, like Samuel Eto'o. They are not there by mistake. They were there because some journalists managed to expose them. So I think for us, we need to know that exposure of athletes and then exposure of things that are falling or things that are destroying sports. As a business, needs to be. We don't need to hide from the truth, or we don't need to take sides. We need to cover both males and female sports. So Whistler quickly opened my eyes about sports, and I made a promise that from me, I will make sure that I concentrate more on female athletes. It wasn't me being a feminist or something, but I realized that there's really a gap, and it needs for one journalist to step in. And how did I promise that I will make sure that, like you're saying, in the next coming years, how is that possible? I need to create a platform that will give the girl child a chance.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Betlela, for that. Ms. Ezeani, you are in the most populous country in Africa, and yet there's a lot of opportunities and potentials in Nigeria. What is your prescription for improving the sports space in Nigeria and in Africa in the next 5 to 10 years through media and sports journalism?
For me, I feel, first of all, as a journalist, I feel we need to rejig what we consider priority. That's one, because you find out that a lot of sports journalists don't really want to tell the story. They just want to follow the money, which is what has hampered a lot of development. You find out that you go to a Super Eagles game and you find 100, 150 sports journalists, and you go to an under-17 game and then you see maybe 10 or 15 journalists, which is not good for our sports really. And you find in the selection of the national team in a country like Nigeria, where I don't think there's any.
Hello? I think we lost Miss Ezeani there.
Yeah, I think like she was saying,
we don't have to.
Are you back? Are you back?
We have our act together as journalists.
Yeah, we lost you there for a second.
Yeah. I said get our acts together. Oh, okay. Get our acts together as journalists first, and then we can go from there. We can head to being the best that we can be, really.
That is very true. The sports journalists in Africa, we in the sports journalism space need to, I would say, coalesce together first of all, and check ourselves. We need to check ourselves. That is very true. I agree with that. And if we don't get our act right, then the rest of the sports industry is not going to get it right. It's not going to get it right because we have to tell the story correctly. We have to put things in perspective the correct way. That is so correct.
And Mr. Leslie,
yes,
like you are saying, let me throw in something. Like you are saying, I've realized that for us journalists in Africa, we like making friends with administrators, and this is where we are failing to tell that story because everybody wants to be seen with this administrator, and then tell me how you're going to report when you have to be taking someone's side, either in covering their events every day and failing to give others exposure. So I think for us, our greatest fault is making friends with administrators.
Right. That is true. That is also true. Yeah, we have to look at that as a critical issue. As a key issue that prevents us from doing our job. If that's the case, and many times you're right, and the reason for that can be varied. So. But that's a very salient point that you brought up. Beatrice, in Ghana, Ghana is a very, very prolific nation in sports, and of course, football as always, definitely. And I've heard the complaints. About it's only football all the time. There's no funding for no other sports but football. But the point too is, like I said, we have to build capacity for the rest of the other disciplines to get visibility. Your view and your prescriptions for the next 5 to 10 years, how you think we can, through sports media and journalism, help to improve and enhance the African sports industry?
Without the media constantly throwing light on the activities of these sporting disciplines, we'll never know the commercial value of them. So that brings us back to the same point again, that we need to up our game as sports journalists. For some time now, we have not seen football activities in this country, but this weekend, by God's grace, we're going to start with the women's football. And it will surprise you to know that the number of reporters that will show up there tomorrow are going to be very few, comparing to when the Black Stars are playing or when there's another big tournament. It's very sad that we still need to do something about it as journalists. We don't have to focus on just football and neglect the other sporting activities. We all have to play our roles very well. We all have to give them the needed support so that they can all develop together. It looks like football is taking a chunk of all the publicity than the other sporting disciplines. So I hope and pray that we will up our game as sports journalists so that we'll throw light on all the other disciplines so that economies grow, because sports is life, sports is health, sports is money. It's everything right now. So we need to up our game as sports journalists to give it the needed support that it needs, give sports the needed support that it needs to get to the pedestal that we are all hoping that it gets to. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before we close, I just want to say two things. One, I was trying to talk about the focus of some sports journalism on European soccer, which I think is, they know. And as I was saying that, they think they know this because the material is already there. The people that are in Europe, the sports journalists that are in Europe have already done the heavy lifting. They provided all the content and information that they need to report this. So it's easy for people to sit behind the desk and talk about Manchester United and Barcelona and clubs like that. Because there's enough content to go around in them. Whilst in our space, in Africa, journalists don't go out to try to dig up information about Enugu Rangers or Ashanti Kotoko, and Mighty Barole in Liberia, etc., etc. People don't, they do the bare minimum, but they don't show much interest because they complain about the fact that, these clubs don't even provide. But you're supposed to be the one that's supposed to go out there and seek this information. Hold these people accountable. Get them to give you information about the club's roster. You're the one that's supposed to promote the clubs to the rest of the world. The rest of the world doesn't want to hear the African sport journalists talking about Messi or Ronaldo. That's not what they want to hear. They want to hear you talk about your own stars in your own country. That's what they want to hear. When the rest of the world looks into Africa, that's what they want to. They want to see us telling our stories, not telling the story of somebody else over there.
Yeah, that's very true.
And finally, the issue of us being able to put sport into proper perspective is what's going to enhance the relationship between sports and sponsorship in the business world. Because obviously, the dynamics is that the business world the business world in Africa doesn't truly really understand the role that they have or the benefit that they can have in associating with sports on the continent. So we have to put that in perspective and keep putting it in perspective and keep involving them, keep getting them involved. The hotel owners, the restaurant owners, the business owners, get them involved. Make them understand what it means to be associated with sports and how that can enhance their business. So we have a lot of things to do going forward. But like I say, this is a big conversation, and we can continue this at some other time. But I want to thank you all for taking your time out today and actually bearing with me till this late to actually put this this program together. Any final words, ladies? Anything else you want to add before we close this up?
I think from my side, we as journalists, we have to promote our heroes and heroines and make sure that they attract sponsors. Let's go to the fields, let's go to the stadiums, let's go to where they are training and make sure that people get to know about them and make sure that the young or upcoming athletes that are interested, they want to grow up to be like those people. So it is our responsibility to make sure that we develop sport, and through also by generating interest from those who are still at grassroots level.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.